Keep going, son!
44 runs into the end zone, touchdown.
Welcome to American football. At last, after months of hard work, the first competitive game of American football hits Northamptonshire. The Stormbringers have changed homes a few times, but now look forward to playing their first season here at Kettering Town Football Club. The team now bears the county name and intends to prove worthy opponents to all rivals.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. And first, the starting offensive lineup for the RAF Wyton Eagles. At tight end, number 85, Simon Godfrey. At offensive tackle, number 75, Kevin Webb. At offensive tackle, number 63, Bob Shaw. At offensive guard, number 54, Stuart Underwood. At offensive guard, number 62, Alan Craig. At center, 00, Jeff Clark. At tight end, number 88, James Maxwell. At wide receiver, number 42, Phil Datyuke. At running back, number 64, Mark Murphy. Your other running back is number 26, Henderson Brewster. At quarterback, number 14, Ron Zetner. The coach of the RAF Wyton Eagles, Paul Ware. And now, the rest of the RAF Wyton Eagles.
And now, the Northampton Stormbringers.
Paul Dinger Singh. At defensive tackle, number 99, Mike Hedricks. At defensive tackle, number 67, Bob Osborne. At defensive end, number 65, Colin Headland. At linebacker, number 54, Jim Rose. At linebacker, number 6, Steve Animal Stankovic. Linebacker number 51, Mark Bowden. At linebacker number 58, Kevin Thompson. At cornerback number 37, Warren Lee. At cornerback, number 83, John Halverson. At safety, number 40, Jeff Lovell. And the rest of the Northampton Stormbringers, with head coach Bob Lee. And assistant coach Tom Crispin. Ladies and gentlemen, out in the field, you see the captains being introduced, the officials. The captains for the RAF Wyton Eagles, number 84, Day, number 42, Dat UK, and number 14, Zetna. For the Northampton Stormbringers, the captains are number 16, Bill Green, number 46, Steve Stankiewicz, number 54, Jim Rose, and number 60, Mark Gayton. Kicking off for the Northampton Stormbringers will be number 15, Keith Harrington. Northampton will kick off from their own 40-yard line. Deep to receive for the RAF Wyton Eagles is number 70, Chris Skeet, number 26, Brewster, along with number 80, Brewster carried the ball for the Eagles before he stopped by number 37, Warren Lee, on his own 25-yard line. It'll be Eagles ball, 1st and 10 from their own 25-yard line. Brewster carries for a gain of about 1 yard before he stopped by number 79, Ballbinder Singh, and number 37, Paradigm. It'll be Eagles ball, 2nd and 9 from their own 26-yard line. Ball carried by number 42, Det UK. He stopped by number 51, Mark Bowden, for a gain of about 9 yards, close to a 1st down. Det UK carries the ball before he stopped by number 51, Mark Bowden. There's a flag on the field. '26 Brewster stopped by number 54, Jim Rose, for a loss of about 5 yards. It'll be Eagles ball, 4th and a long 35. There's a timeout on the field. Timeout charge to the Eagles. Eagles will punt. Back to punt for the Eagles is number 42, Phil Dutke. Ball is carried by Troy Gubbelson, before he was stopped by number 30. It'll be Northampton's ball. Timeout to the Northampton Stormbringers with the score 0-0. Carries the ball 8 yards. Ball carried by number 16, Green, not forced out of bounds by number 30. No gain on the play, makes it 3rd and go to go. Green's pass intended for number 88, Gary Lee, is incomplete. Harradine will attempt a field goal. Preliminary indication, illegal procedure against the Stormbringers. Yeah. Doesn't get the distance. Harradine's attempt at a 32-yard field goal is incomplete wide. The Eagles will take over 1st and 10 from their own 15-yard line. Carrying the ball for the Eagles, number 44, Ware, stopped by number 54, Jim Rose. Ladies and gentlemen, that is the end of the first period. With the score, the Northampton Stormbringers 0, the RAF Wyton Eagles 0. Ladies and gentlemen, the call on that is inadvertent flag. Inadvertent flag. It'll be Stormbringers ball, 1st and 10 from the 50-yard line. Lee's pass to Gary Lee is complete. Lee carried the ball down to the Eagles' 34-yard line. Will be 1st and 10. Ball carried by number 16, Green, stopped by number 50 and number 30. Penalty against Northampton for clipping brings the ball back to the Eagles' 48-yard line. It'll be 2nd and 19 for the Northampton Stormbringers. Green's ball intended for Stankovic, incomplete. Brings up a 3rd and 19 for the Stormbringers from the Eagles' 48-yard line. Green's pass complete to number 88, Lee, knocked out of bounds by number 30. Back to punt for the Stormbringers will be number 15, Keith Harradine. Back to receive for the Eagles is number 44, Ware. Ball carried by number 42, Russell, stopped by number 54, Jim Rose. There is a flag on the play. Ball carried by number 26, there's a fumble on the play. And Northampton has recovered. Pass complete to Steve Stankovic. Knocked out of bounds on the Eagles' 18-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Stormbringers. Again, right on the 20 now. Loss of about 3 yards on the play. Brings up a 3rd and 11 for the Stormbringers at the Eagles' 20-yard line. Green's pass to Stankovic. Complete, tackle by number 44, Ware. Ball carried by number 44, Pat Riggins, touchdown. A 12-yard run by Riggins makes the score. Northampton 6, Wyton 0. Wyton's extra point is good. It makes the score Northampton 7, Wyton 0. Harding to kick off to the Eagles. Fumble recovered by number 40, Jeff Lowe. Stormbringers take over 1st and 10 from the Eagles. Ball carried by number 44. No, stopped by number 30. Green's pass intended for number 46. Stankovic broke up by number 73. His pass broken up by number 46. Stankovic brings up a 2nd and 10 for the Eagles from their own 18-yard line. Setting his pass complete to number 80. Tackled by number 58, Kevin Thompson. Good for a 9-yard gain. It's official timeout in the field for a measurement. First down for the Eagles. Number 42, Russell, stopped by a host of Stormbringer tacklers. Ladies and gentlemen, that is the end of the first half. With the score of the Northampton Stormbringers 7, Wyton Eagles 0. The Eagles will kick off to begin the second half. Receive for the Stormbringers will be number 28, Troy Goldberson, and number 51, Mark Bowden. Kicking off for the Eagles will be number 42, Russell. Ball carried by number 28. Gulberson stopped by number 44. Where Gulberson carried the ball 29 yards out to the Stormbringers 34-yard line. It'll be Stormbringers ball, 1st and 10. Ball carried by number 28, Gulberson. Aimed about a yard on the play, brings up a 2nd and 9 for the Northampton Stormbringers. At the Stormbringers 36-yard line. The score, Northampton 7, Wyton 0. There are flags on the play. Preliminary indication, illegal procedure against the Stormbringers. Penalty, illegal procedure against the Stormbringers. Brings the ball back to the Stormbringers' 31-yard line. Will be second down, 14 yards to go. Ball carried by number 44, Knowles. Stopped by number 73 and number 30, Barry Zeller. There is a flag on the play. Preliminary indication, illegal procedure against the Stormbringers. Penalties declined to be Stormbringers ball, 3rd and 14 from the Stormbringers' 32-yard line. Green's pass complete to number 88, Gary Lee. Lee goes out of bounds. 13-yard gain brings the ball up to the Stormbringers' 43-yard line. Will be 4th and 2 for the Stormbringers. Stormbringers are going for it. 44, he's got it. He's got it. Ball carried by number 44, Knowles. Stopped by number 44, Paul Ware, but not before he gets a first down and carries into Eagles territory. The Stormbringers ball, 1st and 10 from the Eagles' 48-yard line. Green's pass intended for number 88, Lee, is incomplete. There's a flag on the play. Preliminary indication, holding against the Stormbringers. Penalty against the Stormbringers for holding brings up a 1st and 20 for the Stormbringers on their own 42-yard lines. Good fake. Now Lee got 46. No. Green's pass intended for number 88, Stankovic, broken up by number 52, Gary Ott. Brings up a 3rd and 20 for the Stormbringers from their own 42-yard line. Some interesting first half statistics. The Eagles had 16 rushing attempts for 40 yards total, 2 passing attempts, 1 complete for 10 yards for 50 yards total yardage. The Stormbringers had 15 rushing attempts for 36 yards, 4 complete passes for 44 yards for 80 yards total rushing. Green's pass intended for number 88, Stankovic, broken up by number 52, Gary Ott. Brings up a 3rd and 20 for the Stormbringers from their own 42-yard line. Green's pass complete to number 88, Lee, knocked out of bounds by number 53. Gain of 2 yards on the play. Brings up a 4th down and a long 18 for the Stormbringers from their own 44-yard line. Paradine back to kick, Ware back to receive the punt. Haradine's kick brought dead by number 60, Mark Gayton, at the Eagles' 35-yard line. Brings up a 1st and 10 for the Wyton Eagles from their own 35-yard line. Zetner's pass complete to number 70, Skeet. Lateral back to number 42, Russell. Russell flag on the play, fumble. God damn. The fumble on the play, handoff was to Russell. There's a penalty flag on the play. Illegal procedure against the Eagles declined. The Stormbringers will take the 10-yard loss on the play. It'll be Wyton's ball, 2nd and 20. Left foot, man. Takes that up. Good punt. Good punt. 28 on 5. Gain of 6 yards on the play. Brings up a 2nd and 4 for the Stormbringers from their own 25-yard line. Ooh, he's gone. He's gone. Stankovic. No flags in the play. Green's pass to number 46, Stankovic, complete for a 75-yard touchdown pass. See, that could take the start. A 75-yard touchdown drive, capping in a Green to Stankovic pass. Makes the score Stormbringers 13, Eagles 0. Hardin will attempt the extra point for the Stormbringers. Preliminary indication, illegal procedure against the Stormbringers. Penalty was declined, extra point is no good. And the score, the Northampton Stormbringers 13, Wyton Eagles 0. Hardin to kick off. 53. Ooh, good block in there. 51. Ball carried by number 53. Tackle by number 51. Mark Bowden carried the ball to the Eagles' 47-yard line. 26, Brewster. 99. Brewster on the carry, stopped by number 99, Hendricks. Gain of about 3 yards by the Eagles brings up a 2nd and 3 from the Stormbringers' 34-yard line. Ball carried by number 44, Ware, stopped by number 99, Hedrick, and number 44, Stankovic. And that is the end of the third period with the score, Stormbringers 13, the Eagles 0. The Eagles ball. 1st and 10 from the Stormbringers' 29-yard line as we start the 4th and final quarter. Ball carried by number 64, Murphy, stopped by number 67, Osborne. For a gain of about 5 yards in the play, brings up a 2nd and long 5 for the Eagles from the Stormbringers' 25-yard line. Ball carried by number 44, Ware, stopped by number 54, Jim Rose. Gain of about 5 yards in the play, brings up a 3rd and less than a yard for the Wyton Eagles. Ball carried by number 64, Murphy, tackled by number 46, Stankovic. No gain on the play, brings up a 4th and less than a yard for the Eagles on the Stormbringers' 20-yard line. Ball carried by number 64, Murphy. Stopped again by number 46, Stankovic. Official timeout for a measurement. 1st down for the Eagles. Murphy carried the ball for the necessary yard. The Eagles ball. 1st and 10 from the Stormbringers' 19-yard line. 44, Ware. 51. Ball carried by number 44, Ware. Stopped by number 51, Mark Bowden. Gain of about 5 yards on the play. Brings up a 2nd and 5 for the Wyton Eagles on the Stormbringers' 14-yard line. Oh, fumble. I think Wyton got it there. Ball carried by number 26, Brewster, fumble. Eagles recovered their own fumble. Loss of about 2 yards in the play. Brings up a 3rd and 7 for the Wyton Eagles. Ball carried by number 44, Ware. Run out of bounds by number 46, Stankovic, and number 54, Jim Rose. Gain of a yard on the play brings up a 4th and a long 6 for the Eagles. Ball carried by number 42, Phil Russell. Hit by number 46, Stankovic, causing the fumble, which was recovered by number 37, Warren Lee. The Stormbringers take over. 1st and 10 from their own 6-yard line. Green's pass complete to number 88, Gary Lee. Forced out of bounds by number 30, Gary Zeller. Penalty against the Stormbringers for illegal use of the hands. Brings up a 2nd and 16 for the Stormbringers from their own goal line. Green's pass intended for number 88, Lee, incomplete. Brings up a 4th and 17 for the Stormbringers from their own goal line. He touched his knee. He touched his knee. The Eagles take over 1st and 10 on their own 37-yard line, on the Stormbringers 37-yard line after a 37-yard punt by Harding. It'll be Eagles ball 1st and 10 from the Stormbringers 37-yard line. Ball carried by number 64, Murphy, stopped by number 99, Hedrick. Gain of 8 yards on the play brings up a 2nd and 2 for the Eagles from the Stormbringers 30-yard line. 64 again. Murphy on the carry, met by a host of Stormbringer tacklers. Ball carried by number 64, Murphy. Hit by number 46, Stankovic, and number 67, Osborne. The Eagles ball, 1st and 10 from the Stormbringers 27-yard line. With the score, the Stormbringers 13, Eagles 0. Ooh, he blitzed, but he 26. Good tackle by 51. Brewster carried the ball, stopped by number 51, Mark Bowden. Ladies and gentlemen, with less than 2 minutes left in the game, and the score, the Northampton Stormbringers 13, the Wyton Eagles 0. The Stormbringers take over 1st and 10 from their own 13-yard line. Here he goes again. Ooh, intercepted by 49. Touchdown. No, fumble. Oh, you bum. You bum, man. Green's pass intercepted by number 49 for the Eagles before being knocked out of bounds on the 5-yard line, where the Eagles will take over 1st and goal. All right, ladies and gentlemen, the officials mark the ball on the 1-yard line. Ball given to number 64, Murphy, touchdown. Murphy carries the ball in and makes the score. The Northampton Stormbringers 13, Wyton Eagles 6. Get to 44. Who tackled him? 46. That's it right there, man. Right there. Where? Stopped by number 46, Stankovic. The extra point is no good. It is the consensus of the people here in the press booth that the most valuable player for today's game is number 46, Steve Animal Stankovic.
I'd like to thank the team. They did an excellent job. The pass blocking was good. The defense did good. We were a little disappointed about the touchdown. We were hoping to not let anybody score on us, but overall, I think the team did pretty good.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is the end of the game. With the score, the Northampton Stormbringers 13, the Wyton Eagles 6.
It was a well-played game. It was tough.
It was a good test for you.
These guys did everything. They were good, and they ran hard, and our defense played well. I think the defense won the ball game for us because they were so good.